All right, we're live. Welcome everybody to Fights Unwrapped. This is the first show of the freaking year. I'm so excited to have my co-hosts beside me, Alec Carr and Dustin Hunt. All right, so we are so ready to get started. We have so many topics to get through this week. Like I don't even know how many we have, but we have a lot of different fight announcements that were just signed this week. They were just announced, so we have a bit to go through. So we're gonna get started, all right, with our headlines of the week, and we are gonna go straight into this one.
Wait, Monique. Sponsors.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, hold on. I haven't done this in a minute, guys. I haven't done this in a minute.
Right. do it quick because we got to. This is a action.
Yeah.
So just do it quick.
Yeah, I'm going to try to do it as fast as I can. Okay, so what's called? Carlos Condit is now retired, unfortunately, and we're really sad to see him go, but he's a huge proponent of rxhemp.com. And if you use the code rxhemp-usn, you can get 10% off your entire order today. And also, you know, football is also coming up besides UFC cards, so obviously go check out mybookie.ag. Use promo code USN100 to get 100% sign-up bonus. And there you go. That was the fastest I can do all the sponsors, guys. Now we're going to start the headlines right now. So we're going to start into this one. Masvidal versus Covington. Okay, I don't know why, but I'm not a fan of this. I'm not excited for this fight at all, even though there's like obviously beef between these two, which make it more exciting. But I don't know, Alec, are you excited about this fight, or are you like on the same boat as me? Are you just not like interested at all?
I'm excited because Jorge Masvidal always has a puncher's chance, and if he knocks out Colby Covington, I'm gonna smile from ear to ear and just be so happy. I mean, this fight's really interesting because I've always been a proponent of Colby hasn't really fought anybody at their best. He hasn't beaten anybody at their best. He's beaten a lot of guys over their prime. He's lost to Kamaru Usman twice. But I am of the opinion that his record is a little bit overrated. I'm not saying he's not good. He's a world-class fighter. He's absolutely incredible. But Jorge Masvidal is a guy that can knock you out, and he hasn't really been in the octagon with guys like that. It will be interesting to see what happens here. I definitely am not super excited for this fight. I think Colby wins pretty easily, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed, even though we're a while out from this fight. Please, Jorge, catch him. Just catch him. Catch him and put him down. Put him in his place, please.
All right, Dustin, do you have any thoughts on Masvidal versus Covington?
Jorge Masvidal ain't putting nobody in his place. Colby Covington's about to whoop this dude. First of all, I'm actually the proponent of saying Jorge Masvidal is overrated. I'm just gonna be real. And everybody's sitting over here like, oh, he's a PPV draw. I was like, to who? To who? I was like, to me? No. Absolutely not. The only reason I even buy this fight is because of Covington. I mean, completely real. It's not because of Masvidal. Masvidal, no. He got killed by Usman, first of all. That I haven't seen that brutal of a knockout in a fat minute, especially with a right straight. That's not very common, put it that way. No, I don't like Masvidal. I like Covington. I don't know why everybody hates Covington so much. I'm gonna tell you right now, that dude put on a fight with Usman that nobody else will. I don't care anybody else is. Like, the only one I could see it is our homeboy. That's it. That's the only person I know who could fight him like that. And Colby Covington would be the champion right now if it was not for Usman. I'm telling you right now, he'd be probably just as dominant in that division. So no, I'm excited for the fight just to see what happens. Just like what Alex said, to see if Masvidal lands something. Maybe Covington lands something. But I'm actually kind of looking for Covington to grind this dude out. And not in a boring fashion. Not in a boring fashion. I think he's going to Khabib it to a point. It's not going to be boring. I think he's going to punch him.
He's got pillow hands, man. He's got pillow hands. He can't knock anybody out.
I didn't say he's going to knock him out. I'm saying that he's going to grind him out. I didn't say knock him out. I said grind him out.
Yeah, he's gonna grind him out. He's gonna put him in deep waters, and he's gonna wrestle.
That's why I said Khabib.
Exciting
I said Khabib. Who's the last person Khabib flash KO? Nobody. So therefore,
Khabib,
I say grind him out.
Khabib wins in like impressive ground and pound or submissions. This fight's probably going the distance. If it's good, we're gonna probably see a 10-8 round or two, but it's going the distance. I mean, Covington is the only way it doesn't is because Masvidal's cardio throughout his whole career has been shit.
Yeah.
So I can see Masvidal getting tired and lazy, and Covington getting the submission that way. But I don't think this fight's gonna be exciting. The only way it's exciting is
if I was going through another route, first of all, Covington hopped in the pocket with Usman multiple times. If he can take punches and hop in the pocket with Usman, he can hop in the pocket with Masvidal. I'm gonna tell you that right now. If you think that like Covington is gonna sit here and be boring, I don't think that's gonna happen. I really don't think that's gonna happen. I think he's gonna hop in the pocket. I think he's gonna trade a little bit. Now, when Masvidal hit him hard, rock him a few times, probably. I don't think he finishes him, to be honest. But I think Covington's gonna win the fight. But I think it's gonna be more exciting than people lead on to. So I'm a little bit excited, but I think I just know who's gonna win. So that kind of takes away from the excitement a little bit, to be honest.
The only person that matters in this division is one Khamzat Chimaev. That's it.
Basically, that's the only person I know other than this that's gonna really challenge the champ. So
I was gonna say, like, this is basically like either it's a puncher's chance for Masvidal, or like basically like if it goes the distance, then Kobe wins. That's like how I see it, like playing out. Yeah. Kobe's definitely
gonna win.
Sorry?
Kobe's definitely gonna win.
Yeah. Right? Because I can see it going the distance as well, as you pointed out. So all right. So again, we have a lot of fight announcements to get through, so we're gonna move on to the next one. Let's see. Askarov versus Kader France. Oh my gosh. This is the fight that I've been waiting for, just because Askarov has been climbing through the ranks, and we've been waiting for this moment. I remember didn't he have like issues like before? Like, I don't know if it was injuries or weight or something like that, but like Askarov had like issues before that he couldn't compete. Like, and then finally right?
I don't think it's his weight. I don't think it's his weight. He's a pretty skinny guy. He's not very big. So
he got hurt he got hurt leading up into his fight against Alex Perez.
Right, because like I remember he was supposed to like come in, and everybody was like waiting for him to fight, and then now he finally is fighting. So really, really excited to see Askarov versus Kader France. Alec, do you have any comments about this fight?
My biggest comment. First of all, everybody that watches this show knows that I love watching the big guys fight, and I love watching the little guys fight. Those are my two favorite divisions. They are both insane in their own ways. The little guys are just so fucking fast. Askarov is one of the fastest of them too. And my thing is, I know Kader France is coming off of an impressive victory over No Love Cody Garbrandt. Air quotes, swoosh, 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 air quotes, impressive victory over. I mean, Kader France looked very impressive. He manhandled Cody. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to take anything away from him. Just Cody's not what he used to be. Askarov is. I mean, if it wasn't for Davison Figueiredo getting the third fight with Brandon Moreno, that Askarov should be. I mean, I think he makes pretty light work of this fight. He is a longer fighter in that division, and he's fast and he's crazy. This is a guy that when he made his UFC debut against Brandon Moreno, the now champ, ended up in a draw. The guy that when people thought, when going in that Alexander Pantoja fight, everyone thought I was fucking crazy for picking Askarov. This guy is a monster, an absolute monster. One that could easily be champ by the end of the year. So this is going to be a fun fight because these guys are both going to throw. It's going to be a really fast moving, striking bout between the two little guys in the flyweight division, which I love. They make for very exciting fights, but I think Askarov wins this fight. I think he could win in a knockout, but I think it goes the distance because he doesn't really look for knockouts. He just doesn't.
Okay, let's see. Dustin, do you have any comments on this fight?
What we have not mentioned is Askarov is a Dagestani boy through and through. I'm going to say that right now. The reason I think that is because just looking down, first of all, he's a big ground. People underestimate that ground. He is a Sambo fighter. And I didn't understand Sambo so much, so I kind of looked it up, in the off time. And I understand why these guys are so good at MMA. It's because Sambo is MMA. But the difference is the scoring system leans more towards the ground. So, but they're allowed to throw punches. So I kind of understand it. And the way I look at Askarov is he's just an MMA fighter through and through. The Dagestan, he's a Sambo fighter through and through. He'll knock you out, but he'll choke you out. He'll knock you down, but he'll put you in your joints. He'll put your joints in a lot. If Kader France gets some success on the feet, which I think he's capable of against Askarov, I think what's going to happen is Askarov should be like, all right. And be like, okay, so when you reach again, you're going to be put on your back. If he starts losing on the feet. Just like Khabib, I've seen a lot of these Dagestan guys do the same thing, even the ones who like to stand up. When they realize they're sort of getting out punched, they'll put you on your back. I think that Askarov might put Kader France on his back. I'm kind of looking forward to it. I think he might put him on his back because I think Kader France is a beast on his feet. So we'll see. I think Askarov's going to shoot a little bit more than I think a lot of people kind of expect. But I think it's going to be a fist fight until maybe Askarov thinks he's losing. And then I think he's going to use Sambo to a max. So we'll see. I hope he knocks him out. I hope he does. That's more exciting. But definitely, I think he might lean towards the ground game if Kader France gets a little bit too much success. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, it looks like everybody's on the Askarov train right now. So it looks like we're all headed to that.
There's no denying it. That dude he's top notch. There's no.
Yeah, he's like, if we're trying to look at anybody that can challenge Brandon Moreno to a fight, it'd be Askarov. That's for sure.
Oh, it's Askarov.
This is I don't want to get this twisted. Askarov, just so everybody knows my opinions on this, and I said it before the Pantoja fight. This is a guy that could be the greatest flyweight of all time. I'm just saying that. I'm just throwing that out there. I mean, you go through Dustin brought up good points. Now, I'm saying he has that ability. I'm not saying he will be. I'm just saying he has that potential. This is a guy that's won with twisters. He's won with chokes. He's won, and he's also won with knockouts and referee stoppages from punches. He is very well-rounded, probably the most well-rounded flyweight we've ever seen, and I know what I'm saying there. I know who I'm comparing him to. So you don't need to remind me. I know exactly what I am saying. This is a guy that we're talking about Khabib, who's a flyweight, who can punch and punch hard and accurate and put together combinations. Khabib could punch hard. But he could never really put together combos. Not like boxing, kickboxing combos. This is scary. This guy's scary. This guy's got he's got Davison Figueiredo and Brandon Moreno shaking. I guarantee you that. So I keep an eye out. I think Askarov gets a championship fight before the end of this year. I think he does.
All right. So, again, a lot of fight headlines to talk about, a lot of fight announcements, and we're moving on to Mr. Alec Carr's favorite division, or one of his favorite divisions, the light heavyweight division. We're talking about our boy Santos versus Alcalav. Oh my gosh, this fight is scary because I know I can see Alex's face it's like my face right now. It's like you want Thiago Santos to win. He needs this win, but at the same time, Alcalav is just amazingly a beast. Like basically, we talked about this. We made bets about this guy. Like Alec, you know how great he is, and you know that Thiago Santos is not doing the best performance so far in his career. So we have a problem here. This fight's a problem for me. So because like I want Santos to win, but if I'm gonna choose someone to win, it's not gonna be him. It's gonna be Alcalav. All the way. Like the guy's amazing. I mean, like he's the one. I think he knocked out a guy by kicking him in the head. Right. This is the guy that did that. So, Alec, I can see from your face that I read you like totally and completely, thoroughly, like right now. So, but if you have any additional comments to make about this fight, this is your chance to do so.
Thiago Santos looked a little bit like himself against Johnny Walker again, which is encouraging. I don't know why his manager encouraged him to take this fight. I don't know why at this point. This is a guy that clearly was going through two rehab fights against Glover Teixeira and Rakic, who he clearly didn't look like himself against. Finally starts looking like himself against Johnny Walker, who's an overrated fighter. We all know that. I would have given him one more, like, all right, let's see what you can do. Magomed Ankalaev, him and Yuri are going to have battles for the championship fight, like multiple battles for the championship fight. Magomed's going to go. Thiago's going to get hurt. He's going to get really, really, really hurt. That's what's going to happen in this fight, unfortunately. Thiago Santos is a very lovable guy in the UFC. He's a very nice guy. And he's the Mereda. He's the hammer. Everybody loves him. But this is a bad fight for him. It's a bad fight for him to take. He really, really, really needs to be careful in this fight because he could get hurt. That's what I'm most concerned about, is him getting hurt again.
Yeah, I guess before we go to Dustin, look at Anthony Conover from Unwrap saying New Year's resolution is not only know about 2 people per division now.
Anthony, tune in. We'll teach you, man. We got you.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I mean, like a while ago, me and Anthony did a MMA 101 stream, which I think I fried his brain out like too much. So like he only like follows a few people per division. So, what's called Dustin? Do you have any comments on Thiago Santos versus Magomed Ankalaev?
Ankalaev is a blood pump to the 205 division, baby. Blood pump. This is where we go. Guys like him are going to elevate that division. You know why? Because in order to beat guys like that, you have to get some athleticism. You have to get some power. You got to get some wrestling. You got to be exciting. You can't just stand there and be slow. I'm telling you right now, guys like that can pump the blood into that division. I promise. Fighters are going to have to start changing. Fighters are going to have to start thinking about what they're doing and not acting like a heavyweight. That division's about to get a rocket, bro. I'm telling you right now, the future is looking decent for 205 in the UFC. If these guys pump blood into it. If these guys learn how to pump blood into this, I hope they start talking a little bit. Start talking, please. Start talking.
Yuri will.
We need somebody to talk.
Yeah, Yuri will.
He will. So, I'm telling you, Ankalaev is going to beat the shit out of Thiago Santos. I don't. He's going to beat the shit out of him. I completely agree with Alec. He's going to beat the shit out of him. I love Thiago. You're going to get your ass beat. You're going to get your ass beat. I'm sorry. You're going to get that ass whooping today.
It's just not a good fight for him.
It's going to happen.
It's just not a good fight for him.
He's going to get that ass whooped today.
Another
Russian boy. Another Russian boy that likes to strike. And I'm telling you, bro, it's not a good day for you. Thiago Santos is about to get that ass whooping. I'm telling you that
Well,
right now.
can we mention the
I think it's
Volkanovsky
bad.
fight?
Yeah.
I mean, that was a fight that Ozdemir, he actually was conservative in. Usually, and Magomed has been like, all right, I'm just going to get this guy out. I'm just going to knock him out. That's been his MO in the UFC. But he finally goes against Ozdemir, who's a knockout artist. That's what he does. He's not the best fighter in the world, but he stays in the top 10 in the rankings because he knocks people out. That's what he does. And he can beat most of the people in the division. Magomed was careful. The only thing we were worried about with Magomed in that fight was that he rushed in and got caught. We all knew he was a better fighter than Ozdemir. That was never a question. It was just Ozdemir can knock you out with one punch. And Magomed took his time and picked him apart from afar. And Santos is the same kind of guy. He can knock you out with one punch. Well, he used to be able to knock you out with one punch. I don't know if he can anymore. I don't know if he has that power. And that's his only hope, is somehow having that power and catching one of the most skilled fighters in the entire UFC. This is not about this fight. This is about him moving on and Yuri beating Glover Teixeira and the worlds colliding. And now we have the makings of an epic rivalry. I mean, this is, like Dustin said, this division is about to get very, very interesting. Guys are going to start coming after guys like Yuri, start coming after guys like Magomed to say, I beat them. So I'm pumped because the light heavyweight division needs help. It is historically the greatest division of all time in the UFC. I can't wait to see it return.
Ever. Greatest division ever. Except lightweight is the only one I can say. 155 is the only one I can say that rivals.
Yeah,
Only one I can say that rivals.
For sure. I mean, I think we all have the same comments. We all have the same opinions about this fight. Obviously, we all love Thiago Santos and we all think, the best of him. But then at the same time, he hasn't looked the same as he was. And like basically, Magomed is just, skyrocketing through this division and he's probably going to beat him. So, really sad time for us. But, at the same time, I love Magomed. I think he's amazing. I've always been on his side. So there you go. We're just gonna move on to another fight that's really exciting. We have RDA versus Fiziev. Woo! I'm excited, guys. I'm excited about this fight. Okay, this is the moment I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for RDA just because he's looked so freaking damn good lately, and then Fiziev has looked amazing as well. These two colliding can make for a really good super fight, in my opinion. So, Ali Carter, do you have any opinions on this fight?
I love this fight, man. I love it. I mean, RDA comes back. He unfortunately got hurt before that Islam fight. Probably fortunately, because Islam might have murdered him. RDA looked really good against Paul Felder. Granted, I want to say this and give my respect for my Philly brethren. Paul Felder took that fight on 48 hours notice.
Yep, you're right.
RDA had done a 6-month training camp. Paul Felder was training for the Philadelphia Marathon at the time. So just so happened to be in shape enough to take the fight. But RDA looked really good against Paul Felder, who we all love and respect, and he's retired now, but was a monster of a fighter himself. Never backed down from anybody. RDA looked incredible against him. Rafael Fiziev. It's a hard draw, man. It's a hard draw. If RDA recaptures some of the old RDA, the young RDA that we all know and we all love, this is going to be a really entertaining fight. Very fun. Fiziev is a monster. He is kind of came out of nowhere, a guy that didn't have a lot of hype around him, but then showed how that his high level in kickboxing and that he can just go out there and absolutely annihilate people like Brad Riddell. Just absolutely crushed him. That wheel kick was fucking insane. I'm excited for this fight. I think it's going to be fun. I got Fiziev And I think he's going to, unfortunately, as much as we love and respect RDA, I think he knocks him out. I do. I think he knocks him out probably in the third round. Fiziev is a guy that's coming up in the rankings. This is really interesting because you have Fiziev at 11th and RDA at 6th. So Fiziev beats RDA right now because this fight's in February. So if he beats him in February, you could see Fiziev leapfrog into the top 5. Depending on what else happens in that division. But again, this is just the lightweight division is fucking nuts. You got Islam. You got these two young fighters, Islam and Fiziev, coming up the rankings. Who knows? Conor McGregor's supposed to come back in March. You got Dan Hooker, who might go down in fighting. You got RDA. You got Michael Chandler, Beneil Dariush, who's been silent, Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, and the champ, Du Bronx. This division is crazy. I'm so excited to see how this division unfolds this year. It's another year of the lightweight division, just like it was last year. It's going to be so entertaining to watch.
All right, Dustin, do you have any comments on Dos Santos versus Fiziev?
I love RDA. Here's my thing about RDA. I'm sick of him being a notch on people's belt. I mean, bro, you got to do something here. You got to do something to kind of get that asterisk off you. RDA has always been somebody that if you beat, you got launched into contendership. It's basically how it's always been for RDA ever since he's lost a few guys. He's a great fighter, and Fiziev, if he has a chance against him, I will give him that. But that spinning wheel kick shit, a lot of people need to. First, I think he actually threw a spinning heel at that dude, and basically it landed. Now, do I think that was completely timed and completely technical? No, I think he threw it and it hit him. Now, I don't think that was completely timed. I think it just happened, but the spinny shit is not that reliable. There's only a few guys who can land that shit. Now, if you land it, it's going to knock somebody out. If you don't, it don't. It's probably going to tire you out if you throw too many of them. But Fiziev, he's a talented guy. I think he has a good chance against RDA. RDA needs to get physical in this fight. Get physical, dude. Don't sit there and try to be kickbox. Just get physical. He's a big dude. He's able to go up to 170. He's a big guy. Physically impose yourself. Push the pace a little bit. Don't get backed up. And I think he might be able to get a really good fight against Fiziev. But again, though, it just really depends how he wants to approach the fight. If you back up, I think Fiziev's going to whoop his ass. If he actually gets in there and doesn't care about taking shots a little bit, I think he has a chance. And RDA is a very good ground guy, and a lot of people ignore that shit too. Again, it's just habit of MMA. RDA is a beast on the mat. If it goes there, he's not a bad fighter. So it's really weird. I think RDA needs to prove something here and stop being a stepping stone. Because if Fiziev beats him, he's probably going to go face the upper guys. So to a point, I don't think Fiziev's going to land that flash bullshit. I don't think that's going to happen against RDA.
But he doesn't have to.
I think he'll beat him. I think he'll beat him. I think he'll beat him. But RDA's not going to let that rookie shit go on. Like, he's going to have to fight. He's going to have to go through some grueling 3 rounds, in my opinion. It might go to decision, if you ask me, but I will take Fiziev.
Yeah, I'm siding on Fiziev as well, as much as I love RDA and as much as I think he looks amazing lately. But I don't know, Fiziev just is a monster, and RDA, like, he's just like proven time and time again that he has like these bouts of where he goes and he progresses really well, and then like all of a sudden, it drops in his performance. So like for me, I have to look at that as well, and it doesn't like look really well to me when I see his record, right? So, all right, we are gonna move on to, in my opinion, a fight that I'm not too excited about, because this is not the opponent that I want right now. This is not the opponent that I want. We're talking about Alexander Volkanovsky versus Korean Zombie Chan Sung Jung, and Alec Carr is shaking his head profusely because he agrees with me. This is not the opponent that we want. The opponent that we always wanted was Max Holloway, but unfortunately he re-agitated an injury or something like that, a previous injury. So because of that, we are stuck with Alexander Volkanovsky versus Korean Zombie now. Again, I'm not fond of this fight. I don't like it. I'm so sad that Max Holloway couldn't fight Volkanovski again, even though some people don't really want the third fight, but the trilogy fight is the fight that's supposed to be the fight that happens, but it is what it is. Alec Carr, you're shaking your head as much as I want to shake my head right now. What are your thoughts on this fight?
Why not Yair Rodriguez?
Yeah, exactly.
I know he's got a long layoff because Max Holloway just beat the shit out of him in the last 3 rounds of that fight, but like, why not Yair Rodriguez? What's the rush to make Volkanovski fight again? I mean, the only other guy that, other than listen, I love Korean Zombie. You two know how much I love Korean Zombie. He's like, he's just one of those guys I can't explain it. It's just something about him. It's the nickname, it's the fight style, it's everything about him. It's just, I love him. He's so much fun to watch. His fights are always entertaining. Alexander Volkanovski is going to whoop his ass. I mean, he's just, this is a horrible matchup for the Korean Zombie. Horrible. So my only thing is, why can't you wait, Dana?
I know, right?
Why can't you wait? I mean, seriously, this is absolutely insane. Max Holloway, there's no rush. Max Holloway is out for not that long, reportedly. There's been no timeline on it. What's the rush to get Volkanovski to fight? The only other person I want to see Volkanovski fight, there's 2 other people other than Max Holloway. One is Henry Cejudo, because that would be entertaining as hell. It's less about the fight and more about the entertainment factor of that fight. 2 guys who would talk shit to each other. It would be awesome, awesome, awesome. And I think Cejudo beats Volkanovski if he's still the same Cejudo. Or if he can't fight Max Holloway, can't fight Cejudo, it's a damn shame Giga's fighting this weekend, because that's the fight I need to see. Because Giga could probably keep Volkanovski away and keep him on the outside and absolutely destroy him on the outside. I don't need to see the Korean Zombie, one of my favorite fighters, fight Alexander Volkanovski. I already know the outcome. It's not going to be a fun fight to watch. It's going to be Volkanovski getting inside, getting him against the cage, and he's going to win. It's probably going to go to the decision. But listen, Volkanovski could end up landing some crazy punches and knock him out too. He could submit him. It could be, I don't know if this fight's going to be exciting or not. It's just unnecessary. It's an unnecessary fight. You could have waited. This fight didn't have to happen right away. You could have entertained the Cejudo thing. Dana apparently didn't even answer phone calls from the Cejudo camp. So it's just, it doesn't make any sense to me. You could have waited, or you could have booked an entertaining fight, a money fight. All fight fans across the world would have turned into the Cejudo Volkanovski fight. You kidding me? If Cejudo back, last time we saw him, he was fucking whooping ass. Like we all want to see that guy return. And you give us Korean Zombie. Korean Zombie, who, again, I love. It's just he's got no business fighting for the championship right now. He's coming off a win against Dan Ige. No business fighting for the championship right now.
Yeah.
Yair Rodriguez, if you need to make the fight happen quickly, Yair Rodriguez when he gets healthy. That should have been the fight.
I agree. Let's go. Dustin, do you have any thoughts on this fight? Like, me and Alec, we're not big fans of Volkanovski versus Korean Zombie. What about you? What do you think about this fight?
First of all, I think we're pointing a gun at the wrong person. People are pointing it at Dana. I think this has more to say about Volk. And I love Volk. I'm a big Volk fan. Other than a lot of people aren't, but I am. First of all, it was his choice. He didn't have to sign that fight. He could have waited. That's the champion's choice. If there's anybody who has any say over when he fights and whenever he fights, it's the champ. The champ can deny this. The champ can deny that. He didn't have to fight the Korean Zombie. He literally just signed it. He chose to. Dana was probably just throwing shit at the wall and hoping it would stick. I don't think that was Volk's. It's not Dana's fault. Volk could have said no. He could have said no. Volk took the fight. That's his decision. That's what people need to realize. He took it. It's not like he couldn't have waited for Max. It's not like he couldn't have waited for a year. Now, are those better fights? Hell yeah. But I also don't think it's Dana's fault here. This is Volk. Volk is probably trying to stay active. He's probably trying to keep defending his belt and stay in there. But again, it's Volk's fault. But when we're talking about the fight itself, no. First of all, I'm not a fan of the Korean Zombie. Everybody else is. I'm not. I don't think, dude, I think Volkanovsky's going to beat his ass like a Cherokee drum. That's exactly what's going to happen. Like, the zombie shit came from him standing there, being entertained. You're not going to stand there and be entertaining with Volk. That's not going to happen. You want to get in there, Volk's going to whoop that ass. I'm telling you right now. It is what it is. Like, people think Volk, like, I'm a big fan of Volk, and he will fuck you up. I don't know why people think Volk is, like, his fights with Max Holloway. If you're a Max Holloway fan, everybody's sitting there judging off that. Volk will fuck you up. And seeing how good Max Holloway is with them hands, and seeing how good he is against other people, and the fact that Volk even stood in there and made him different, bro, he's a fucking beast. Why Zombie's in there with Volk, I don't know. He shouldn't be. I think Volk's going to kill him. Number one, I think he's going to beat the shit out of him. But I agree with you guys. This shouldn't have happened. Zombie shouldn't come nowhere close to a title shot. I think the only reason he did was because people were unhealthy. And Yair Rodriguez has an injury to his foot, and that's a joint. That's literally the bottom. So the two like slowest healing injuries is probably your hands and your feet. There's not a lot of blood flow. So therefore, if you injure either, dude, it's like a 2 to 3 month healing process. Period. And then you got to get back training. And then we talk about Henry Cejudo. Is Henry Cejudo really ready to fight? Is he really ready to go here in a month or two? I don't think so. I really don't think so. I think he's talking shit online and calling out people and trying to stay relevant. But and Dana is probably sitting there saying the same thing I am. He's like, bro, you can't just call me and try to face one of my champions. That's not how shit works. It's not how shit works either. You can't just hop in and do whatever the fuck you want. You're not, dude. It's just, you can't. You can't. You got to fucking fight somebody.
You can when you're Henry Cejudo.
You got to do fucking
You can when you're Henry Cejudo.
What the fuck you can't? You cannot just hop in. He's not John Jones. Like, you guys are, people are acting like he's that big of a draw. He's not. He's nowhere fucking close. He's nowhere close. Henderson could not do whatever he wants. He retired and he's at the top of his game for no fucking reason. For no fucking reason. You cannot just hop in and do whatever the fuck you want. You got to fight somebody. You got to do something. You have to be ready for a fight.
Wait. You're going to tell me that it's not Dana's fault that he even offered the Korean Zombie fight to Volkanovsky, but it's Cejudo's fault? That doesn't make any fucking sense. Dana White is the guy offering the fight.
You can't just hop in, dude.
Dana is offering the fights off of an entertainment value. When you have severe injuries in your weight class like they do right now, and Giga is fighting this weekend, so he literally can't take that fight. So you have severe injuries throughout your entire weight class. You're gonna book the most boring. They're gonna lose money on this card. They're gonna lose money on it.
But I'm not booking Cejudo, Alec. I'm not booking Cejudo. He's not gonna just jump in and face a 145.
Are you buying the Cejudo Volkanovsky fight? Yes or no? You buying the Cejudo versus Volkanovsky fight?
Why he didn't do it. I understand why he didn't do it. You cannot just hop in.
Are you buying a Korean Zombie versus Volkanovsky fight? I'm not.
Yeah, probably actually. I mean, I'm a Volk fan.
I'm not buying that fight. I'll stream it. I'm not buying it. That fight's bullshit. It's a bad matchup. It's done.
Cejudo has to be ready to fight. He has to be.
It's in April, bullshit.
Dude. What has he done in the 145?
The guy's been training.
What has he done?
He's been training with other fighters this entire time.
How do you know? Have you been in the Alec,
He runs his gym.
you don't know if he's in fight ready. He hasn't even fought in 2 years.
He's got 3
He hasn't fought in
months.
2 years, Alec.
He's
that
got
doesn't
3
work.
months.
That doesn't
He's
work.
got 3 months. He's been training with fighters for
Okay,
3
so
years.
any MMA fighter, any UFC fighter at the top of their game can retire at any fucking point and then wait 2 years and come back and fight the champ. Is that the president?
When you
want to
have
say?
a situation, when you have
No.
a one-of-a-kind situation like this where you are injury-ridden, you got guys on long medical leaves, you can do that and get away with it. There is nobody else for Volkanovsky to fight for months. So you book Korean Zombie rather than Henry Cejudo. You don't even pick up the phone for a guy like Henry Cejudo, a Hall of Famer? Come on, man. It's absolutely ridiculous. Dana White's out of his fucking mind. He blew this. He blew this. He blew it. He absolutely blew it. Either make Volkanovsky wait until Holloway's ready, or Giga's ready, or Yair's ready. Don't give me Korean Zombie. If you don't want to give me Cejudo, fine. Don't give me Korean Zombie though.
I agree with you on the Korean Zombie thing. What the fuck I'm saying is Cejudo should not be able to just hop in a division and face a title. That's not.
Why not if they're all hurt? If Volkanovski's that dead set on fighting, Cejudo's a better fighter than Korean Zombie. Right now, 2-year layoff, he's a better fighter. Period.
Could be. I don't know.
All right, guys.
Let's move on though.
At least we agree on something. At least we agree that this fight shouldn't be happening. Okay, that's the most important thing right now. So speaking of fights that should have been happening a long time ago but isn't because somebody is delaying it because of injuries and all that, we have Jan versus Algio 2, and it's pushed back to April. I thought it was supposed to be in March or something like that, but now they're pushing it back to April. So here we go. Algio, my man. You're not really my man, but I'm saying it anyways. You need to stop with all the talk about your injuries, okay? Because clearly, we get it. You're injured, but you're making excuses for why you don't want to face this man. And I don't blame you. Peter Yan is scary. He is scary as fuck. So, oh man, I could go on a rant. Like, Alec, if you have a rant of the week, this is your rant of the week, like for real, okay? Because this fight is like something that we've been waiting for it feels like a long time, and I get it, like because Algio was quote unquote injured, okay? And then basically now we're finally getting this fight, but we gotta wait till freaking April to get this fight. Because somebody is, again, prolonging the period of time that they don't want to fight Jan, and that's Algio. So, Alekar, before I start screaming and losing my mind, there you go! Your rant of the week. I knew it! I knew this was going to be the rant of the week. All right, Alec, you ready?
This is the third rant of the week I've had on Aljamain Sterling. I just want to throw that out there. And it's the third rant of the week about this exact same situation. Algio, don't lie. Don't lie. Like, don't come on a podcast, a very watched podcast, a very popular podcast, and say something you don't know to be factually true. You came out and said that Piotr Yan is not vaccinated, and that's why this fight isn't happening until April. Piotr Yan didn't realize that he said that until the next day and said, I am actually fully vaccinated and getting my booster soon. And Algio went silent. He went silent. He doesn't want to fight this man. He doesn't want to be anywhere near him. He doesn't want to be in the octagon with him. He doesn't want to be in the same building as him. He doesn't want to even smell him. He doesn't want to even be able to see him. I guarantee you he's not even looking at pictures of Piotr Yan. This guy is absolutely terrified. I've never seen somebody so blatantly running scared for his life. Piotr Yan is a very educated human being. He's a very smart human being, and he's a liberal Russian. Like, this is a guy that, of course, he's vaccinated. Like, and you just come out and spew some bullshit that you don't even know to be true, that you just hoping that he doesn't, maybe in Russia they don't have power where he's not gonna have access to the internet and just not see it. Like, what the fuck are you doing, Algio? You moron. You're an absolute moron. You're running scared. You're lying about the guy that you're supposed to be fighting, that you're supposed to win because you're the champ. The champ. I mean, seriously, dude. This is the same guy that opted in for a surgery that his doctors advised him against getting, to not fight Piotr Yan. And now you're making up bullshit. And then Yan comes out and tells the truth. What's more believable? Now Dana hasn't confirmed anything, but what's more believable is Piotr Yan said, Dana doesn't think you can hold up a card as a champion, so we had to move it to April so that we could be a co-main. That's a Dana White move. That screams Dana White. I mean, at this point, Algio, if you're that scared, just retire as champ, dude. You're the champ. Just retire. Call it. Like, just call it, man, because there are monsters coming up that you're not better than in this division. There are absolute beasts coming up. You can't beat Corey Sandhagen. I'm sorry. I know it would be a rematch. Corey Sandhagen's going to whoop your ass next time you guys fight. You probably can't beat TJ. Jose Aldo looks like a fucking beast right now, so I don't know if you can beat him. And then you got Merab Davashvili coming up. Oh, and don't forget about one Sugar Sean O'Malley coming up. Algio, if my advice to you, if you ever watch this, retire. If you don't want to fight Piotr Yan, just retire. Just call it. You're champ. Go out on top. Go out on top.
All right. Mr. Alec Carr with Alec's Rant of the Week. And Dustin, do you have any comments on this fight? Yan versus Algio 2.
I almost want to call it Dustin's Rant of the Week because out of all my time of watching combat sports, boxing, MMA, I've been a fan probably since I was 10 years old. And I'm telling you right now, I've never seen a fighter ever duck and dodge his way through not fighting somebody. I've never seen it. Not even boxing. And that's saying something. That's saying something in boxing. Because I'm a big boxing fan. I'm telling you, we all know that. If you watch boxing, you understand how that dynamic is. Believe me. I've never seen it. I've never seen it. He tries to delay this and do whatever he wants. Saying that he's not vaccinated, first of all, UFC is the last organization that gives a fuck if you're vaccinated. That gives a fuck. They keep going to states and venues that don't even require certain COVID protocols. Now, COVID testing out of health is probably going to happen. But the fact that you're vaccinated doesn't fucking matter. The only reason I can see that matters is international travel. But that, honestly, I don't think it's that tight. I don't think you have to be vaccinated to travel to the United States. I'm not aware of that rule. Now, could you be in a quarantine if you do get tested positive? Sure. But him bringing that shit up tells me the fucking most. You're scared out of your damn shorts. I don't understand why. It's a fight. You're a professional fighter. Step in and do what the fuck you got to do. If you lose, you lose. Okay, we get it. Just step in there and fight. Why the fuck are you so scared of fighting Piotr Yan? I don't get it. I don't get it. You had some good moments in the fight. Now, did Piotr Yan take it over a little bit? Sure. Dude, you're not retarded. Like, and excuse my language again, you're not stupid, Brent. You can fight. He can fight. Why are you so scared of this man? Just step in there and do what you gotta do. I don't fucking get it. And you keep looking stupid. You keep looking stupid and try to make Piotr Yan look bad. You can't. The only thing you can bring up to make Piotr Yan look bad is a knee to the face. That's it. That's it. That's all you can bring up. Stop bringing up all that other shit because it's not real. Piotr Yan's been looking for you, dude, for the last year. and you have backed it up, dude, you're being kind of a wuss. You're being a sissy about the shit. To be honest,
He's being a
step in
pussy.
and
Just
fight.
say it. He's being a pussy about it.
Yes.
Like, dude,
Exactly.
you're gonna see Peter Yan, whether you like it or not. If you're holding that belt, you're gonna see this man. So you might as well just accept it and live with it. Go to bed at night and sleep on it. You're gonna see this man again in that octagon, whether you like it or not. And again, like Alex said, if you don't like it, always option of retirement. We won't say anything. I won't say anything. I'll be like, all right, cool. I'm like, glad, man, do your thing. I hope you get a little broadcast thing where you talk about fights. Maybe you'll be better than DC or Michael Bisping. Shit, fuck it. Maybe.
Well, you never know, right? I think all of us actually had a rant this week, so I should probably make another banner for me as well, because like I had a rant too, like following this week. But Algio, stop being a pussy and fight this man and hurry up, because we want to see it and we want to know who the true champ is, which is obviously Peter Yan. Let's just give an amen on that. All right, we're actually done our headlines, which is amazing. I can't believe we got all through the headlines without this hour being over. And now we are gonna talk about the fight card preview, the first one of the year. Finally, we have reached this point, and there are actually a lot of bouts in the main card. There are about 6 of them. It feels like more for some reason. But we're going to go into it, and we're going to start with the featherweights. We're going to start with Bill Algio versus Joe Anderson Burrito. I know, this is your man, right? Alec, this is your man right here.
Yeah, Algio is from 10 minutes away from me. Seriously, I know where his gym is. It's right down the street. It's crazy. He's got to win.
Yeah.
I love him. I love him to death. And if he ever fucking watches the show, I'm representing. You have my full support, man. As a local boy, you got my full support. I'll root to you till the death, but you gotta win this fight, man. If you want to stay in the UFC, you gotta win this fight. The Ricardo Ramos fight. The thing about it is, still he whoops Spike Carl's ass, right? Bill Algio whoops his ass, then fights Ricardo Ramos and doesn't really even look that good.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to think about him anymore. To be honest with you, I know he's a good fighter. I know he's a high level kickboxer. Doesn't have a lot of cage defense. Doesn't have a lot of takedown defense. Unfortunately, I'm not. I can't pick with my heart. Burrito is a beast. There's a reason why the UFC is bringing him in. The technical unanimous, the fight that he got signed in the Contender Series was an absolutely fantastic fight in the Contender Series. This is a guy that can win in 5 punches. He is an absolute beast, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu artist. Just go look at his record. Rear naked chokehold, guillotine chokehold, guillotine chokehold, another one. This is a guy that is going to take Bill Algio down. He wants nothing to do with his kickboxing. Algio is the taller, longer fighter. This fight's going to go to the ground and go to a quick, and it's going to end in a choke.
There you go, Alec Carr, for once not picking his man. Okay, so we have Dustin Hunt. Do you have any comments on this fight?
Not really.
Not really?
Not feeling too strong on it. But I will say, fuck it, go Philly. That's my boy Alex Guy. Go Philly. I know it may be a little against you a little bit, but let's see, man. Let's see. We already lost one, Alec. We lost one of our Philly guys. I was cheering for him, man. But again, we got to see one win. We got to see one win from a Philly kid, man. Let's go.
All right. Let's move on to the next one, which I am excited to see if I can say these names. Okay, so we got Dakota Bush versus Vyacheslav. I can't say it. Vyacheslav Borishev. There you go. That's the closest thing I can say to that name right now. Now, if people don't know who Vyacheslav is, he is a beast. He is really good. I don't really know who Dakota Bush is, to be honest with you, even though that name is pretty, like it feels like a very commonly known name or something like that. But I don't know who Dakota Bush is personally, but I know Vyacheslav. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but Alikar, do you have any comments with this fight, even though I know not many people probably know these names?
Yeah, it's Slava Claus, man. Of course I know who he is. Slava Claus. Vyacheslav. You have to say it with the accent. It helps you say it. Vyacheslav.
Vyacheslav, okay.
And guys, you're right. He's an absolute monster. This guy's. It's weird. It's really weird. This is a Russian-born fighter who is an elite level striker. Elite level striker. Not a wrestler. Not a wrestler. Elite level striker with scary power. Scary power. I'm excited for this fight too. It's a prospect. Let's see what he can do. He's 30 years old. He's been fighting for a long time. So he's not really a prospect at the same level that we think that. But this is a guy that could do some damage. I want to see this is a proud fight for him. I want to see him knock Dakota Bush out, whoever the fuck he is, and move on to the next guy, hopefully a unnamed fighter. Let's see what this guy can do. He's 30 years old. He's at the peak fighting age. Now he's fighting in the lightweight division, so he's got a long road ahead of him. But I'm all for more lightweights, man, right now. The division is fucking fantastic.
All right, Dustin, do you have any comments on this fight?
I'm going for the Russian. I'm going to be totally honest. These Russians are weird. I already told y'all, man. These Russians and MMA are weird. They're weird. Yeah, it's I don't know how to explain it, man. They're highly fearless people, man. I don't know what to say. It's elite striking, it's elite grappling. I'm honestly, when I see a Russian on a card, honestly just look at his name and I see where he's from. I look at his record a little bit and I see how well rounded most of these guys are, and I'm just like, what the hell am I gonna say? What the hell am I gonna say? Like, is he gonna beat him on the ground? Probably not. Is he gonna outstrike him, saying this guy is credential? Probably not. So again, when I evaluate a fight, I look at past the victory. I don't see nowhere for Dakota to win, to be completely honest. So yeah, we're gonna go with Russia. Let's be real.
All right. We're moving on. We have about 4 more fights to talk about. We have Caitlyn Shukagan versus Jennifer Maia. And a lot of people are choosing Shukagan to win this fight. But you know what? I actually am choosing Maia. I think Maia has amazing, obviously she has amazing jiu-jitsu. And then her striking is not bad at all. So, I don't know. I think when it comes to the ground, Maia has it. So, Alikar, who do you think's going to win this fight?
I agree with you. Jennifer Maia is coming off of a win against Jessica Ai, and before that fought, I'm going to skip over one fight because it doesn't matter. She beat Joanna Wood in an armbar. She lost to Valentina Shevchenko. Who the fuck doesn't? The only one that doesn't is Amanda Nunes. That's it. Valentina, losing to Valentina Shevchenko is not like, it's not a blemish on your career. It's not anything. It's like, yeah, of course you lost to her.
Just a way of life.
when Valentina Shevchenko loses to somebody not named Amanda Nunes, it will be an elite level upset. Doesn't matter who she's fighting against. If it's someone not named Amanda Nunes and Valentina Shevchenko loses, that will be a crazy upset. Jennifer Maia is going to take this fight to the ground, and she doesn't do anything for me. I'm sorry. I've always seen her as a little bit overrated of a fighter. So I'm definitely on the same page with you. Jennifer Maia should not be counted out. Yes, she's the more boring fighter, but boring wins.
All right, Dustin, do you have any comments on this girl fight?
I'm definitely going with Jennifer Maya. I'm gonna go with Jessica I's tough. A lot of people don't realize that girl at one time, Jessica I was considered very, very top notch, if not considered top notch now. But Jessica I is definitely a tough girl. To beat Jessica I, you have to beat somebody. I'd say that right now. You're not gonna just beat Jessica I if you're a low level fighter. So, if you got Jessica I on that record, I'm gonna go with Jennifer Maya. Especially that jiu-jitsu, yeah, good luck. So therefore, yeah, you get down there, good luck. But yeah, definitely going Jennifer Maya.
All right, so we're 3-0 right now. Obviously, on Jennifer Maya's train. We're moving up to what I believe should be the freaking co-main event of this thing, because obviously I don't even want to talk about the co-main event right now, but we're gonna talk about the flyweight situation. We got our boy Brandon Royval versus Rogerio Venturin. All right, I think I say that name right. Yeah, I did. Okay. So a lot of people actually are choosing against Royval to win this fight, and I guess I'm not surprised, because a lot of people are saying, well, Royval lost his last two. He really needs to step it up and win this fight. This is a do or die for him. But at the same time, Banturin he hasn't impressed me too much in that division. And the people that he's faced hasn't been the ones that I would say are high level competition. Obviously Brandon Royval versus Brandon Moreno, that was probably the most complicated in terms of competitors that are really high level in that division. So I don't know, man. I'm always gonna root for Brandon Royval. I'm Raw Dog all the way, like his nickname says. But man, he has to win this, and the only way he can do that is on the ground, in my opinion. So, Ali Carr, what are you thinking about our boy right now?
We got nothing to worry about. This is what I'm thinking. Brandon Royval is a guy that's lost to two of the top flight fighters of all time in that division. Alexander Pantoja gets a lot of hate for no reason. The guy's an absolute fucking monster. And Brandon Moreno's the champ. He beat Davison Figueroa twice. It doesn't the hate that he's getting before this fight doesn't make any sense. Brandon Royval's still a young guy. I mean, he's 29 years old. He's still a young guy. This is a high level Brazilian jiu-jitsu artist, high level ground game. Rogerio is a great striker. He is. He'll knock you the fuck out. In that division, he's really scary. But Brandon Royval's he's gonna take this to the ground. He's gonna do what he does best. He's gonna get that victory. I'm not worried about it. Again, I seriously do not understand the hate that he's getting before this fight. He's coming off of two losses, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he's coming off of two losses, but before that, beat Kai Kara France, Tim Elliott, Nate Williams. I mean, Nate Williams was LFA, sorry, but his second fight in the UFC, he beat Kai Kara France. This guy's legit. He's going to be in the UFC for a long time. Will he ever seriously contend? I don't know. The division's getting really scary. We just talked about Askar Askarov, Kai Kara France. Division's good. Division's really fucking good. But Brandon Royval, this is a fight he should absolutely annihilate. Rogerio, absolutely annihilate him. It shouldn't even be close.
All right, Dustin, do you have any comments on this fight?
Actually, I have a lot of faith in Brandon. First of all, when people get to the high level jiu-jitsu stuff, when it comes to a point, depending on who it is, because if you're a traditional jiu-jitsu practitioner, MMA jiu-jitsu is so different. Because when you get put on your back or do anything like that, it's highly different in the MMA situation. Let's say you've gotten the full guard. That doesn't mean that you have control. Like you're getting punched, you're getting elbowed. A lot of these guys that are BJJ specialists, it changes like crazy. when you get elbowed in your chin. That's just everything. You're not winning a fight in MMA if you're on your back. Very few people can do that. Very few. There is select guys that can do it that have that sort of talent, but it's not common. It's not common unless you're crazy. And there's only about a handful of guys, probably 5 or 6, that are that good. But in my opinion, he's more well-rounded. I really don't see him winning this fight against Royval. I don't see it at all. His striking's not there. I don't think that even if they get to the ground, again, if he gets in position, it'll work out. But I think that Royval's going to win. I don't see anywhere that he beats him, in my complete opinion.
Right. Royval needs to go train with Duke Bronx. Seriously.
Yes.
The same
100%.
style fighter. He needs it. Like, they're both
Okay, so let me go back to that jiu-jitsu thing. So the Bronx is a MMA jiu-jitsu guy. He takes advantage. He'll take advantage, but it's different. He'll take advantage of situations that he's dominant in. It's not like Do Bronx lets you take him down and literally let you hold position. He won't let you do that.
Right, but
he's going to put his knees into your hips.
My point is, he had to learn that. He did. When he first got in the UFC, it was very much pure BJJ. He was. It hurt him, and then he learned how to do that. So Royval needs to go train with somebody like him. And once he learns how to do that, he could be a true contender. I would love to see that.
Like pure jiu-jitsu guys in MMA. One guy I look at is Nate Diaz. And a lot of people kind of wonder why people don't take down Nate Diaz. I'm like, dude, Nate Diaz has limbs. He has limbs longer than the room. If you take down Nate Diaz, what's going to happen is he's going to put his foot on your hip. He's going to create a separation. And he's going to grab that arm. He's going to grab the neck. He's going to grab something. He's going to sweep you. If you train with a guy like Do Bronx and learn what it's like to be a dominant jiu-jitsu guy in MMA, you'll fare very well. But what you're not going to fare well at is getting taken down and letting them get position. That's not going to happen. You have to create situation because they can punch you in the face. They can elbow you in the face. You have to learn how to get away from that shit. So Brandon Royval, I think, is going to dominate this fight, if you really ask me.
All right, so you guys have given me a lot of reassurance. I am not as scared right now for Brandon Royval, which is good. And now we're going to talk about the co-main event that should not be the co-main event of this event. Obviously, we're talking about Jake Kohler versus Chase Sherman. Chase Sherman, why are you still in the UFC? Like, that's my question. I don't know, man. Like he is just somebody that like came back after hiatus, and now Jake Kohler is probably gonna whoop his ass, in my opinion. What do you think, Alec Carr? Right? I know. Ooh, it's crazy.
There are very few times I've been lost for words. As you guys know, I talk a lot. I actually talk for a living. That's what I do. Get paid to talk to people. I'm at a loss for words with this fight. I don't care.
I know, right?
I've never been able in my life as a UFC fan, as a combat sports fan, never been at a fight upcoming and just not like I'm so apathetic towards this fight. I have no idea. I don't care. This fight is stupid. Neither of these guys are good. I'm sorry. Neither of these guys. I know Jake Collier gets a lot of love for some fucking reason. He's not good. Chase Sherman fucking sucks. This fight is dumb. It's an undercard fight on a Vegas card. That's where it belongs. It belongs on the undercard of this. Honestly, it really, really belongs on the undercard of this. There's a guy who's an elite level kickboxer who's making his UFC debut that should be on the main card on this. This is an absolute joke. It's disgusting. I will be tuning out during this fight, just so everybody knows, and I will be making sure I turn into the Jamie Pickett Joseph Holm fights on the prelims. I encourage everybody else to do the same. Joseph Holmes is a guy that could very easily become an absolute monster. I'm sorry, I am purposely not talking about this fight because it's stupid. Please turn into the Joseph Holm Jamie Pickett fight. I'm not picking a fighter in this fight. I'm not even mentioning their names. Neither of these guys belong on the main card. I don't know what the fuck Dana White and the matchmakers are doing.
All right, we got Alec Carr lost for words at this point. All right, and Dustin, do you have any comments on the Jake Kohler versus Jay Sherman fight? I sure do not.
One of them is a bare knuckle fighter. At this point, you might as well fucking sign Jake Paul. Like, Jake Paul probably at least considerable to this dude. I mean, just to be completely honest with you. Maybe Logan can teach him how to wrestle a little bit, and he can be in the UFC. Because if the UFC's signing motherfuckers like this, I mean, I can only imagine who they sign and put on the main event. So, no, I don't know. I wish I could talk to Dana and be like, what made you put this shit as a co-main on a card? I have zero fucking idea. This should be in the early prelims. This shit should be at like 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
If you ask me, not even the undercard. This shit should be on the early prelim, and you have it as a fucking co-main. Okay, that makes sense. Let's move on to the actual main event. That's actually pretty entertaining. That'd be great.
Yes, let's just not talk about that fight. All right, let's talk about the main event, which is obviously the most important fight of the event of Saturday. We have Calvin Kader versus Giga Decati, if I can say that last name pretty well. I think I did pretty well on that. All right, so, okay, you all know how much I love Calvin Kader. Okay, Alec knows more than anybody how much I love Calvin Kader. And when he got beat up by Max Holloway, I was just like, he just did not look the same. He did not look the same whatsoever. And I think that the same thing is going to happen in this fight. Giga is going to destroy him. He is just going to outstrike him in every single part. And like, it doesn't matter if he has really good boxing. He is going to outbox him. He is going to do whatever it takes to win this fight. And I'm going to be devastated once more because I'm a huge Calvin Kader fan. But you know, Giga is just on another level. He's been on another level for quite some time now. And he's just moving on up. And I really wanted to see him face Volkanovsky, but, you know, he has this fight coming up. So, Alec Carr, you're, like, nodding your head profusely, so I feel like you agree with me. Like, what are your thoughts about this fight?
I'm laughing on the inside because my mood changed instantly as soon as you said Giga Chikazi. I mean, this is one of my. This guy's a future champion. He's a future champ. He's a future champ. The guy's an absolute monster. I've never seen so many people actively dodge a prospect like they have Giga Chikazi. People openly turning down fights going, oh, I don't think he's ready. I don't care if he's beating these guys so easily. I just don't think he's ready. Yeah, fuck off, Josh Emmett. You're Josh Emmett. You don't get to tell Giga Chikazi he's not ready. All right? You got no fucking promotional stance behind you. Fuck off, Arnold Allen. No one gives a shit about you. And Calvin Kader has turned down a fight publicly against Giga Chikazi saying he's not ready. Giga Chikazi's ready. Giga Chikazi could, I honestly think, I don't think he's ready for a title fight yet. I don't think he's ready for those lights yet. But skill-wise, could stand in the octagon with Max Holloway and Volkanovsky, and I wouldn't know who to pick. That's how good Giga is. Giga Chikazi is a motherfucking animal. Calvin Kader, you're a great boxer, man. You really are. But you're about to get kicked in the liver so fucking hard. You're not gonna know what hit you. You're gonna think you were in a car accident or something, like you got hit by a bus. Giga Chikazi's kickboxing, his kicks They're like Andre Orlovsky when he was in his prime, or Forrest Griffin when he was in his prime. Those kicks are just I mean, I remember when somebody, I think it was Stephen Bonner, described Forrest Griffin's kicks like getting hit by an aluminum baseball bat. Giga Chikazi is the same way. He is a fucking monster. And not to mention, you don't just have to worry about his kicks because he brings the pressure, he brings it fast, and he doesn't let you get away. Kader better hope to turn this into a technical boxing match. That's his only hope, but it's not a strong one. I'm thinking Giga. I think he knocks him out in the third round.
All right, Dustin. Who do you have winning this fight?
You know, out of all the organizations that have short-term memory, I didn't think MMA was going to be one of them. I was going to be completely honest. He got his ass beat by Max Holloway. Do I think that's an asterisk? No. I don't think that's an asterisk, dude. A lot of people got the shit rocked by Max Holloway. A lot of people got beat the fuck out of by Max Holloway. Like, Conor is a thing of Max Holloway. Should we down his legacy over getting his ass whipped by Conor? Probably not. So, therefore, when it comes to Calvin Guitar, a lot of people don't understand that fast-paced shit. That's Calvin Guitar. Like, dude, he is a fast-paced dude. He likes it. He loves it. He loves going fast-paced. Matter of fact, I would actually tell Giga to not go fast-paced. Don't. Calvin Guitar is one of those guys who likes to go there. He likes the fast. He's a fast dude, highly fast striker. You shouldn't rush the fight with Calvin Guitar. It shouldn't happen. You need to stop. Press them brakes. If people don't think he can knock out Giga, they got a problem. Because Calvin, he absolutely can't. That's weird. Now, honestly, Qatar is one of these things of recent memory bias because he got his ass beat by Max. Dude, I completely think he has a chance against Giga. I love Giga too. But this is going to be a fight. This is not going to be some mauling. Qatar's a fucking beast. I don't know why people just over here being like, well, Giga's just going to run through him. No, that's not going to happen, bro. I'm telling you that right now. Qatar's a fucking beast. I'm with Monique. I'm a fan of the dude. Max Holloway's just a different guy. He's top level. That's elite.
How about Zabit? How about Zabit? How about Renato Macchione? All guys Kader's lost to. It's not just Max.
Okay. I mean, okay. We can go down the line of who people lost to. And think that they're just going to get knocked
I'm just saying, like, Giga brings pressure. What I was getting at is Giga brings pressure, but he doesn't rush. He doesn't rush in. He just brings pressure. He doesn't let you get away. Kader's got to get. He's got to duck, dip, dive, and dodge. Like dodgeball. He's got to have the mindset. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball because he's going to bring pressure, and he is an extremely smart striker. He won't throw if he doesn't think it's smart.
He is.
Period. He does not rush in. Does not rush in. He brings pressure.
Guitar's not a dumb striker. He's not a dumb striker.
He's not a dumb striker. I'm not saying he's a dumb striker. I'm just saying he's about to face a level of pressure from a guy who's bigger than him that he's never faced before. He just hasn't. Max Holloway brought pressure in a different way, in a technical, striking way. Giga is going to bring in feints within feints within feints. His fight IQ is incredibly underrated and pisses me the fuck off because it's not Dustin Way. It's not you. I know it's not you. It's everybody else that just thinks that this is a guy that's a knockout artist. He's not a knockout artist. Go back and watch the tape. This is a guy that will fake you out and set up strikes the entire fight. He doesn't just throw body kicks. He sets that strike up with feints. He makes you think he's going down low, and then he goes fucking up top and knocks you out. He is an artist, an absolute artist. Kader's a beast. He is a technical boxer. He's probably one of the most technical boxers, not named Max Holloway, in the entirety of the UFC. He can't kickbox, though. You know as well as I do, and so do you, Monique, that kickboxing is a totally different animal. Totally different animal. I don't know why Calvin Kader's in the... It bothers me that Calvin Kader doesn't go box. He belongs in a boxing ring. I'm sorry. I love him too. I do. I love him too. He's great in MMA. He really is. But he's never actually ever going to contend in this division. Not the way it's headed. He's just not. Not everybody has to contend. I understand that. I totally get it. But he's going to get hit with power he hasn't seen at this division ever. Giga is a different animal. He's just a different.
I will be watching very close how Guitar acts with Giga. And I'll be watching very close.
Me too.
Very close.
Me too. Me 3. Me 4. All right. So everybody is looking like they're choosing Giga, but obviously we are all Kader fans over here. We all love him. All right. So that does it for this week's edition of Fights Unwrapped. I believe next week is the pay-per-view, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's $75 pay-per-view that they raised the price on again.
I can't believe that.
Next week we got the fight. We got the fight. I had to bite my tongue this entire show to not mention Cyril Gane versus Francis Ngannou.
I know.
it's a good card too.
Next week. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. All right. So this has been a longer show, obviously, because we had a lot of fight headlines to talk about. But we will see you guys next week on Fights Unwrapped. See you guys. Bye, everybody.
See you, everyone.